Well, you're here now. Welcome to episode 5 of Neil's Shed. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Everyone keep asking me when's the next episode. So when you stop asking, I'll stop doing them. Share it out if you like it. Share it out and say, look at this fella's here. It's Saturday night. I'm having a beer in my shed. Don't need to do me here, do I? Anyway, I've been on a bit of a project today. I need to fix a bench. So I started that today, and I've done a little video with very time-lapse heavy you'll find today on Neil's Shed. I'm just trying to narrow it down, not to make it too long for you. So I'm going to cut to part 1 of fixing the bench. So I've got this footstool thing from in the house, and one of the legs is broken off. I think it's cracked inside, so I'm going to open it up. I'm going to see what's wrong with it and see if I can fix it, maybe reinforce it and make it a bit stronger. As we can see, the piece of wood that screws into is completely broken, split in half. Not even screwed in, it's held in with like staples. So I'm going to carry on opening it up. I've got a piece of wood here I'm going to put in across to replace these guys and hopefully fill up. Strip them old pieces out now. I'm gonna have to strip back the cloth now, because the piece of wood I want to put in here now, I'm gonna have to screw it in from the outside. So I'm gonna have to remove this outer covering to get that piece of wood in. Well, it really is quite awkward doing this. I've cut my finger. It's quite sharp. Just trying to get this off, as I was saying before. In hindsight, you know, them little staple removers you used to have as a kid, you stick your finger in them. I could do one of them really. Some of them are a bit tight in, it's a bit difficult getting them on, but I'll crack on. So that's all prepped now, cleaned it all up. Cleaned it all up, got ready. My plan is to fit that on there, screw in from the outside, and then the offcut I'm going to put behind it, just between, you can see there, just in there, just to give it that extra bit of rigidity. I like a bit of rigidity. It says a lot about the design really. I mean, a lot of people might say, why don't you throw it away, it's broken. It cost 100 quid from TK Maxx, and you know, you think the quality would be a bit better than, well, just like a little crappy piece of wood that's been, it hasn't even been screwed or nailed in, it's been like stapled in. So it's not going to last very long, is it? So hopefully once this repair is done, it should survive another couple of years of the kids jumping up and down on it. So we'll give it a whirl. In case you didn't know, some of you may not, the back of your saw is actually a square to straight edge. So if you put your handle of your saw up to the edge there, you've got a little straight edge there to mark off. Also, it's got a 45-degree angle on it as well. On the side, so you can put a 45-degree line in there. Another one of Neil's top tips. So that's all done now, with reinforcements are in place. All that remains now is to line up where we're going to put these in. Now luckily the screws that they put in have an Allen key fitting, so you just need to undo that. A pen, put it where it used to be, stick your pen through, mark it off. Same to the other side. There's no precision engineering going on here, by the way. It's just all guesswork, see what we can do. Just need to drill a couple of holes now, screw them all fittings back in, put all this back up, staple it all back into position. It'll be right. Won't be as good as new. Those top tips today. Neil's top tips. It's a good favourite of mine. I was always losing my chuck key for my drill, so a cable tied it to the cable of the drill. Never lose it that way. It's always there. We've we've also had a question this week from Peter about his shed. He said,
I have a garage, concrete prefab construction with an up and over door. The door doesn't work, so it's all blocked off inside. There are shelves, workbenches, tools, PA system, etc, etc. Can I call it a shed?
And like I said, a shed's a shed, whatever you make of it, mate. You know, it can be a cupboard, it can be a big massive thing. This is my little shed. It's not big, it's not the best shed in the world, but it's my shed. It's whatever you want to make it, that's your shed. Oh yeah. Today we've just had a barbecue, so it smells a bit of burgers, but I'm trying to recreate something from a video that's coming up very shortly. Beer and lubricant. Cracking smell for the shed. Coming up now, we've got the bit of a shock thing from Neil's sheds, the regular segment. That is roof news.
Roof news! Thanks for Peter for 2 roof related questions this week. The first question is the roofing felt on your shed the same end of roll you grabbed, legitimately I might add, from ours, and how's it holding up if so? Unfortunately no, Peter, you might have seen this week on my Facebook page I posted a picture of my first ever shed. Well, I used that to replace the roofing on that, and I haven't got that shed anymore, so I don't know how it's holding up. The second question is asbestos roof. What do you suggest? Leave it undisturbed and then replace when necessary? Well, I've got my special assistant here, Health and Safety Neil, to answer that question for you.
Hello Peter, this is Health and Safety Neil here. As someone who's done no less than 2 asbestos awareness courses, I suggest you leave the asbestos on your roof well alone. Always get professionals in to deal with asbestos, don't touch it, it's not good stuff. This is Health and Safety Neil, clocking out. Back to you in Neil's shed. Neil's shed.
Thanks for that, Health and Safety Neil. I hope that answers your question, Peter. Also, if you've seen there on the picture from Norway, we had a lovely bit of roof news from Chris's garage roof shed in Norway. That was roof news.
So thanks for that, Kenny, bailing me out there. We did loads of roof news, and there was a bit of new roof news there for a little sneak peek from Chris. And talking about Chris, he's done me a special video all the way from Norway, and that's coming up next. So you watch that now.
All right, Nick. It's your brother here, recording for Neil's shed. Got a very exciting day ahead of me here, because I'm going to be fitting some new stuff to my bike, but I'm also going to see if I can make a cycle maintenance stand in my mother-in-law's garage, because that's my version of Neil's shed. It's quite nice around here. Here it is. Now we're going to do a little bit of a roof special for roof news. At the moment, you can see the snow is covering the roof on the shed, well, garage, you know, but it's also covering it on the hytte, which is the name for a cabin in Norway. But you'll see bits sticking up. Now in the summer, what you'll realise is the roofs are actually full of growth. I had to get up there during the summer and remove trees, because trees root down too much, but grass and plants are encouraged because they keep the whole place insulated, and this one's the same. I'll do you a picture when we're back here in the summer, but obviously at the moment we're covered in snow, aren't we? Bloody brilliant. We're going in here. Glad that worked the first time. It's a good job actually, because my mother-in-law's just recently replaced the mechanism on this. Easy there. I did a little bit of a slapdash repair job the other day. You'll be proud of it, because we haven't really got much here in terms of tools and stuff, so I had to use a couple of massive nails. And then he said F off nails there. But this is what we're going to be working on today. we're going to be fixing this up. We're going to be replacing the main chainring and bleeding the brakes. But first of all, I need to actually go and pick the stuff up in the Peugeot. So I hope you enjoyed that little time lapse of the drive. I've done that drive on my bike a couple of times in the summer. It's very nice. But yeah, I did it in the mother-in-law's car there, which is unfortunately a little bit filthy at the moment. It's quite hard to keep a car clean in Norway during the winter and spring months, but you can rest assured that all the cars in the summer are gleaming. Yeah, so you might have seen some signs. I have to be careful there because it's a lot of deer. We've already seen quite a few wild deer since we've been here, which is a lot more than we normally see. So you got to be careful on the roads. There's signs that you'll see that say "Stor elgfare," which means big moose danger, and at the moment they say "Extra stor elgfare," which means extra big moose danger, which is the name of my band. So we're going to be unboxing these. I won't bore you with that, but basically what I'm going to be doing, I'll get them unboxed and then I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Now, some of you might think I'm gegging in on Neil's shed here, but to be honest, every time I'm DJing and I go for a wee, our Neil always takes over while I'm doing that. That's why we call him the UK's premier WeJ. The unboxing's done. We've got a couple of bits here. We've got these pair of sunglasses and some shorts for when I start riding up here. This is a new top chain ring, which I'm going to be changing. They're that easy to do, as I've done that a few times. There's a million instructional videos for these things, which brings me on to the most important thing I've bought, which is a bleed kit, some new brake blocks, brake pads, and some brake fluid. Now, again, there's a million instruction videos. All I'm going to do is at the end of this tell you whether it was as easy as the videos say. I recommend the Global Cycling Network's one, a couple of minutes, but there's different methods for different types of brakes. I bought these because my front brake over here, this bike is, that's a tip, like my road bike's a lot more better, a lot more tidy than this. This is a little bit of a beast that I just bought for nothing about here. The front brake's working great, back brake is not working at all, which is not good when you live on a hill. So yeah, I'm going to be fitting this. I know I said I was going to build a maintenance stand as well, but to be honest, all we've got here is wood and snow. Bloody hell. Right, so where we are, we seem to have come to a messy conclusion here. I'm going to talk you through what happened. These were the existing brake pads. They were completely down to the metal. As always happens with this type of thing, we did run into some issues, especially with the 12-year-old bike. So I fitted the new chainring, but that's actually now for show at the moment because the cable on the shifter was completely jammed up. So I had to cut it off and I've had to order new ones. They'll come in a few days. So hopefully I'll get to see that work. As for the brake bleeding, I replaced the pads and it turned out that it didn't actually need bleeding. Bleed now. The shed or garage smells of wood. So we've got lots of firewood there. And it also smells a little bit of WD-40 and beer. Ha det bra!
Thanks for that, Chris. Fantastic there to get a video from my brother and letting everyone. So if you ever want to book a WeJ, just give me a shout in the comments and I'll oblige for you. I do about 10 to 15 minute sets, depending on how much you need to go to the toilet. Thanks for the update as well. That could be a bit of a regular section on Norwegian cars, the cleanliness and Norwegian cars. How's the cars in your country? Are they clean? Nice introduction to time lapses there, and yeah, good video editing skills. You can tell you're in the media, and I'm not. Also interesting there. I'm going to try and pronounce it. I've lost the piece of paper. I'm going to try and pronounce it. Sorry if you're Norwegian watching this. Stor egg far. brings me a funny story about a Polish road sign. I'll put it up now. That says koniec, and I thought that was Polish for deer. Turns out it's Polish for caution. So my in-laws family found that hilarious, that I thought a deer was called a koniec. That's really good. Nice bit of cooking facilities also there in Norway, in your shed there, Chris. Something to aspire to there. You can knock up a bit of a brekkie while you're working on your bike. And finally, he has sent some pictures over of the completed bike stand. Well done for that, Chris. And I haven't heard from him since, so I don't know how the brake job's gone. Hopefully he'll send me a text to let him know he's alright. Let me know he's alright. Bit disappointed this week, guys. Nobody sent me the shed. So I've had to do a little show as a shed of my own. Of my first shed, which I've rattled on a few times about now, but you don't give me the stuff, I don't know what to do. So here it is. Show us your shed.
Show us your shed. Well, it seems you're all our asses and nobody sent a picture of a shed, and I'll show you my first ever shed. Bought it off eBay for £5. Rebuilt it myself. I went to pick it up, and that's what it looked like. And that's about it. That was Show Us Your Shed. Don't know why I bothered, to be honest.
Okay, thanks for that, Neil. Hopefully somebody will send us a shed to show you on my next video. Unfortunately I'm working next weekend, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a video next weekend, so you've got plenty of time to send me videos and pictures in of your shed. Coming up now, we've got part 2 of my bench repair, and let you see how that one worked out. So we've got them screws into place now, so all that remains now is to get the cover back on, get it stapled up, and put the legs back in. Let's get them back together now. Got to tighten these little things up that have come loose over time. You might see me using my hammer there just on these staples. It's just because the staple gun I've got is not the best. They just need a little bit more persuasion to put them in. All that remains for me to do is to screw the legs back in and swing around and put it off the missus for fixing the old bench. Back to you, Neil. Hey, shed. Well, that's about all we've got time for this week. Don't forget to like my Facebook page, share the videos. Funny enough, I've got like, this will be my 6th or 7th video on YouTube. I've got another one which is me and Monica doing the, what was it called, Extreme Rock Paper Scissors Challenge, and that seems to be getting loads of views, but these don't, which is weird. And tune in next time. Hope to see you soon. Don't forget, you shed. Sheds.